Welcome to the Rink Report presented by Ohio Credit Union and tonight's game presented by Myers Jewelers. Little Valentine's Day hockey between the Blue Jackets and the Devils. Second of three meetings between these teams this season, and the Blue Jackets are coming into this one off a hard-fought win Saturday in Toronto. They knocked off the Maple Leafs by a final score of 4-3, and for more on that and tonight's action, we'll throw it over to Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley.
Blue Jackets come into this game after a big win in Toronto on Saturday. And, Jody, there were two guys that really drug the Blue Jackets into the fight. Not a surprise, by the way, either of these guys. Boone Jenner, Sean Kuraly.
You know what? These two guys understand how the Blue Jackets have to play every single night. And to me, Boone Jenner was the absolute difference maker. And we've seen Boone play this way before. But in Toronto on a Saturday night, you know, it was a big deal for Boone to play against a team that he grew up watching, and he just kind of carried the team and pushed them on his back by forechecking. They were physical, which made things open up against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and then he just made plays to help people score goals. So great effort by Boone, the captain, and Sean Kuraly. The way that they have that attitude, they're hard on pucks. They need to do the same thing here tonight.
Elvis Merzlikins started that game. He got off to a slow start, giving up a couple of goals, but then he locked in, and he's earned himself another chance to start here tonight.
Yeah, and this is a big deal for the Blue Jackets. This is a player that comes in as a number one goaltender. He's dealt with injuries this year, and he's had some tough moments. But in Toronto, on a back-to-back, and him to jump in there on that big stage, he really did settle in. He battled. He's a guy that loves to battle, and he gave his team a chance to win, and that's the most important thing, and they pulled it out.
All right, that's all the good news. Here's the bad news tonight. Vladislav Gavrikov is not going to play. He's not injured. The Blue Jackets are just holding him out of the lineup because the trade deadline is coming up. He will be an unrestricted free agent. He may get traded from this team. But for a defense that has been so beaten up all year, to have to lose a player of that caliber here tonight, they know they got to do it, but it won't be fun.
Well, he's the guy they rely on because he's a first minute of the period in the game, last minute of the game guy. He'll play 2 minutes on the penalty kill at times. You know, to have that player like Gavrikov is so reliable and understands the system and helps these young defense out there, he'll be missed. And for the Blue Jackets now, the challenge is putting these young guys on the ice to be in situations where they can succeed, you know. You got to match them up right. They got to watch their ice time all year long. But you're talking about a lot of rookies and a lot of guys with not a lot of experience. So we'll watch tonight and see how they use their defense against the New Jersey Devils.
All right, that's the way we see it. Dylan, back to you.
Thanks again to Bob and Jody. You heard them talk about Elvis Merzlikins getting the start in net against New Jersey this evening. And earlier today, Blue Jackets head coach Brad Larson said he earned that opportunity with what he did on Saturday.
Yeah, I think his game's been coming here in his last several starts. And sometimes you don't get the result, but you see you know, the uptick and the progression in his game and, you know, a calmness, a little bit more. You know, there's games where before you saw a stick in the corner 2 or 3 times, you know, where it looks he's in desperation mode a lot and he shouldn't be. And you know, you see a lot more compact. He's bigger. He's making, you know, second period he came with some key saves and kept us at that 2-1, 2-0, and then we were able to get back into the game. So certainly earn another start here, and hopefully he can continue just on that upward projection for himself.
The Devils come into tonight's game sitting in second place in the Metropolitan Division, and they're also playing very well right now, having gone 7-2-1 in their last 10 games. But they come into this one against the Blue Jackets off a loss their last time out, 3-2 in a shootout against the Minnesota Wild. Their best player, Jack Hughes, is out of the lineup right now. He's week to week as he continues to deal with an upper body injury. But behind them, this Devils team boasts a lot of offensive talent. Jesper Bratt is playing at a point-per-game pace this season. Nico Hischier, the Devils captain, with 21 goals. And from the blue line, Dougie Hamilton also playing at a point per game with 52 points through 52 contests this year. And he's second in the entire National Hockey League among defensemen with 15 goals. So an excellent opportunity for the Blue Jackets here this evening as they'll look to play the Angel and conquer the Devils on Valentine's Day. That'll do it for the Rink Report presented by Ohio Credit Union. For Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley, I'm Dylan Tyrer saying enjoy the game.